Hey folks, action 1-1. Brown, Alabama-Huntsville. Brown on D. Hopefully you can hear us. Ben Sprung and Kyle Wise, Rod.
Text us if you can, or group me or whatever.
Yeah, text Kyle if you can. I'm back to the iPhone SE. This is Kenny, number 9, one of their best players. This is an 0 point for Alabama-Huntsville.
We on serve so far, Ben?
I believe it's 1-1 and we're on serve. Yes. Thank you. And there's Huntsville.
That was a weird drop. It was like right in his chest. I don't understand how he dropped that one.
There you go, Brown Z team trying to punch in the first break of the game. Tough grab from Eli Chang. It's a physical game so far. The switch saved, but the nice grab by Oscar Lowe. It's a little windy here. Cal Nightingale with the disc. Cole serves the deep shot, finds Oscar Lowe on the reset, right back. Brown and Oscar playing that 1-2 game. Look for Eli to get involved here, and he does. Brown knocking on the door here as Cal gets the up line. Cal some nice fakes to get defender sliding. A lefty backhand to Oscar Lowe for the break. 2-1 Brown.
So this is a big game here, Sprung, for both of these teams. Obviously, both teams went 0-1 yesterday in the shortened tournament. You know, Brown lost to UNC, and because of the way they decided their subbing, and dealing with that penalty that they have from the rostering issue, Jacques is not playing in this game, and this is essentially a must-win game for them. UAH also fighting for their tournament lives here after losing to Texas yesterday. Brown has a later game against Texas today. That's in their next round game.
Yep.
It looks like pre-quarters still might be on, so the top 3 seeds in the pool will advance to pre-quarters.
Which makes this not quite a must-win. It's a break.
Get another one, Brown!
Break from Brown. Early break from Brown. They're up 2-1 if you're just tuning in. Kyle Weisbrod and Ben Sprung, myself on the stream. Playing Alabama-Huntsville. Alabama-Huntsville in white with a nice NASA font on their uniforms, befitting Huntsville's status as having a big NASA research center. Leo Gordon on the pole. Brown's up 2-1. Low inside out pole picked up by 55 on Huntsville. Gotta get the notes ready, but this is Kenny on number 20. I think this is Sullivan. Huntsville working the disc. Brown playing backhand, or maybe, excuse me, flick force.
Backhand force.
Backhand force.
That was
a cheeky outside in. Backhand is not caught.
That was a really gutsy throw there. I'm not sure which of those 2 receivers he was looking at, but it didn't really have a shape for either one of them. So Brown here with another break opportunity. It's 3 in a row and take early control of this game.
3 in a row or 2 in a row?
3 in. Well, they scored the 0 point and they got one break, so this will be their 3rd straight.
Here we go. Leo Gordon with the disc. Finds Jason Tapper a few yards out of the goal. Tapper to Yutt. Yutt looking for Tapper. Lefty backhand for the goal. The break. 3-1 Brown. Yeah, that was Kenny Taylor's backhand to the end zone that seemed like it was going to work, but was off the receiver's hand. Kenny Taylor plays for Chain. I asked for Will Arnold for some fun. Kenny Taylor ultimately did not get any. But we know, as far as Huntsville goes, that Kenny Taylor and Jonathan Sullivan are their 2 main guys. They're both All-World, All-Region, with Michael Poe as honorable mention.
Jason Tapper, the goal scorer there for Brown, is a sophomore at Brown. I got to talk a little bit to him last night. We had a really great event last night with the parents and the players. We did an honorary graduation since all these players will be missing graduation, their graduation weekend this weekend, all the seniors. But Tapper is a sophomore at Brown out of Pace High School in Atlanta, which he's rising quickly on the team and looked great out there, running their dominated offense in the end zone.
That's right. He was an O-line starter as a freshman, and I remember talking to him last year. I think he has a lacrosse background.
Yeah, he did not play ultimate in high school.
Impressive.
Yeah.
I can't see the live chat, so I'm just gonna take it on faith that we can be heard. But if you can't, please drop it in the group me if you're an alum. Here we go. Brown on D. Kenny Taylor finding number 12. Back to KT. Backhand force here from Brown. That is Rick on the mark. Adrian's covering number 55. Rick's got the Kenny Taylor matchup. Here's the big backhand hook.
That's
gonna hang. A lot of contact. Oscar Lowe coming in with the help D. No call.
Adrian, get involved!
Oscar Lowe was a guy coming into the tournament that I expected to get a lot of blocks. And indeed, there's a nice block right there. As Eli gets tackled on the post cut from the handler spot, and the observer's going to talk to number 12 here.
And issue a yellow card. That is appropriate yellow card. The backpack.
Yeah.
Really unnecessary.
Josh Colby, the backpack, as Kyle accurately describes it. For those
We're not playing 2005 College Ultimate these days. Where you get 3 or 4 of those at a point, just like back to back, everyone just like rolling each other up.
That's right. Those were the days. Browns up 3-1, looking for their 3rd break in a row. Nice ink cut. Another one working this near sideline to us. Around to Eli, he's a true freshman. Finding Oscar Lowe. Oscar taking a lot of touches on the disc here. Love to see it. Finding Adrian. It's all Adrian, Oscar, and Eli right now.
Ben, when you say true freshman, is that opposed to say a yellow shirt freshman? Do we have yellow shirt freshmen on the team?
I guess I'm thinking of the COVID years where there were a lot of kids who, like, their first year playing was their 2nd year at college. But yeah, that's right. Red shirt, take a year.
Yes, Eli, go!
Oscar, Eli, nice grab by Eli. Brown's going to play this 3-man dominator set. We got the lefty backhands working. Oscar to Eli. That swing is upwind. It's a crosswind blowing straight towards us. So we've seen a couple of those be dicey. Lefty to Eli. Ooh, little too far.
And that's that downwind push that just pushed it away from the receiver there. We're talking about the upwind throw, but the downwind also a little more challenging, and so we've given that one back.
14 on the stream. Thanks for tuning in. It's 3-1 Brown as 0 on Huntsville fakes a backhand hook. This is 0 point for Huntsville. Alabama-Huntsville Nightmares. Here's a nice outside in backhand hook, and it's caught for the not in. Huntsville on the goal line.
Oliver, get a block on this, come!
Looking for Kenny Taylor on the reset. They get him, and a quick throw for the goal. That's a hold for Huntsville. 3-2 Brown.
That was a tricky little circus catch that guy made. I think ended up a little further behind than he anticipated being, but
yeah, he had to kind of reach.
Good reaction time there. I do think, Brown playing without Jacques in this game, I think that this could be a really great experience for the team, and we saw a lot of guys getting touches that maybe are getting more touches than they would otherwise without Jacques on the field. And, Brown can game hopefully with a win, having those extra touches in a nationals level against a top team out here with UAH is great experience that will allow them to build over the course of the tournament. Still a lot of games left to play.
Yeah, absolutely. And we see that on the D team as I think some guys who would normally be handling on the D team are kind of being saved a little bit for offense. And some people getting a lot of touches on the D team that we haven't seen so far this weekend.
Yeah, I mean, you see a lot of guys there on the young side. Oscar Lowe, another one of he's a sophomore on the squad.
He's only a sophomore?
I mean, he's a junior. class 25.
Class of 25, yeah. But cool to see him around the disc a lot. I feel like last year I saw him get blocks, but I didn't see him handle very much. And he just did a great job on that point, on that last point. Here we go, Browns on no. Jason Tapper's gonna make the grab. He's gonna find Yut. Sidelines yelling zone. Back to Tapper.
Oh, I fucked it.
And it's not zone.
Jacques Nason was wrong, incorrect.
Zone. Leo puts up the huck to Luca. That's a nice throw and an easy pitch and catch. Probably about a 60-yard strike, 55-yard strike for the goal.
Great to see that easy O-line offense after, making UAH grind on their O-line after a break. So now we're back to a 2-break gap as we hold up 4-2.
Yeah, UAH, I think, has some great players, but not the deepest team. So forcing their guys to come right back out on offense is great.
These UAH jerseys are a little deceiving to the eye to me. They look kind of like short cutoffs with midriffs.
Yeah,
the way they've got that dark at the bottom. I keep thinking they're wearing they're all wearing a shirt and a shirt underneath, but no, it's just weird gray underneath. Oh, it's a moon. Oh, they're really leaning into the space thing.
Oh, okay, it's the surface of the moon. So the UAH jersey, the bottom part is the surface of the moon. And then they've got the collar, Kyle.
Yeah, and they got the USA flag on the sleeve too. So yeah, they're really leaning into their NASA roots there in Huntsville. But don't they look like cutoff shirts? I can't.
They do look like that. Yeah, they do. Here we go. Browns coming down on D, up 4-2 early. Fielded on a hop by 55. Centers to Kenny Taylor. Quick flip up. Brown is playing a little junky thing here, it looks like. Got Annie Burris, number 76. We've got 19. That's Tees, Matthias Lee. Got 95. That's Siddharth.
Yes, Siddharth! Good hunt!
Here's a swing from Huntsville. A little in cut. Brown is playing a zone here. I think kind of a 2-3-2.
It looks pretty straight up, like a cup with like a short deep who's being very rangy in there. Caleb Moran really moving around in that short deep space. Actually, he's kind of in the cup.
Yep.
It looks like they may be transitioning out right now.
A lot of talking on the field from
Brown.
Brown.
They're still in the D.
Making Huntsville throw a lot of throws.
Crowd noise! Crowd noise!
Yeah, I think
crowd noise chant from the sideline.
I think I'm right. Less of a cup and definitely more like a 2-3-2 with a middle line. That's,
I think the middle has a lot of freedom to kind of freelance a little bit. Ooh, and a lot of contact on that upline cut there.
Before the throw.
That's Sid the Kid.
Wings aggressive!
Covering Kenny Taylor. We got a call. This is gonna come back to number 12, Daniel Kim.
I could see Brown relying a lot on zones in this game. It gives it's a third line essentially for them, and so it gives a lot more break time, especially if they're bringing some of their man D handlers over to that O line in this game.
Absolutely.
Gives them an extra break.
This is live, and a tough reset is caught on a layout grab by Huntsville. Brown zone continuing to force them to throw a lot of throws at some point soon. I predict a risky over-the-top throw from Huntsville. Let's see if it runs. There's a great diving block by number 4. That's Zach Merrill. Nice block, Zach. Oh, and an immediate unfortunate turn.
Foul call, coming back.
Throw. Brown still got the disc.
Great pressure from Zach. I'm not sure Zach got a piece of that disc, but he definitely caused the turnover.
This is Siddharth with the disc. If you're just tuning in, it's 4-2 Brown. Brown's on defense looking for their third break. Finds AB for the reset. Back to Sid. Looking upfield. He's got Caleb, and the defender ends up with this.
Nice work, Caleb.
But it looks like a strip call.
Nice work, Caleb.
If you grab the disc, he would have been way out of his hands. There's no way, buddy.
No way, dude. Keep it on the field. Keep it on the field.
We're alums. We don't follow the same rules. I'm just commentating. This is for the stream.
Disc and Caleb with the disc. Caleb has served his 1-game suspension. But Huntsville regains possession of that swing, which again is kind of upwind. Ooh, and a risky hammer, but they get it. Finding number 12. That's Josh Colby. Kenny Taylor with the flick puck for the goal. He's not afraid to shoot it. And that's a hold for Huntsville, 4-3.
But another great D-line point for the team. I mean, I think they put a lot of pressure on them. They got a turnover out of it. It was a long time. Give the O-line a lot of rest in that situation. Keep Huntsville's O-line on the field for a long time. I think that's a win. And, you know, you look at that squad. That squad didn't have the deepest handling depth for BMO. And again, more touches, opportunities for them to develop and get some make mistakes and get better. This is going to be a great game for this team, I think, over the course for the course of this tournament.
Yeah, absolutely, Kyle. Nice game for them to play through the roster, build some confidence, get the ball rolling. They were able to give UNC some trouble. They took half, but they weren't ultimately able to slay the dragon. But, you know, if things go well, they'll definitely get a second crack at UNC. So here we go. Brown on O. Henry, Cal, Luca, Leo, Jason, Yut, and Adrian.
You know, I've really been watching Luca play this weekend. I mean, he's just such a rangy, athletic, downfield cutter. And he makes it look smooth down there.
He also speaks French.
He also speaks French. Cal to Yut. It's zone. Zone from Huntsville. Cal. Back to Yut. Getting yards. Big hammer.
Who does Yut think he is? Jock?
Jonathan!
Yut dropped that in the bucket. Leo's got the disc. Leo, the big scuba across the field to Yut. Yut, the scuba back to Leo. Going all upside down here. Finds Luca. Back to Leo. Right on the goal line now.
They were really just crushing the
no! And a turn on the goal line as Leo threw it a little behind Jason. Huntsville now. Immediate.
And BMO's trying to get into his own. They're struggling to get those matchups in, but now they've got set.
Brown is good call, Kyle. Brown O team is playing D. Is playing zone on D. And Huntsville Scuba, number 6 with the disc. Yut on the mark. Henry on the mark, excuse me. Another Scuba.
There's a light breeze out here. Still makes those over-the-top throws doable.
Good Blady backhand. Gets them lots of yards and past midfield as Huntsville is hunting for their first break of the day. Trying to get one back here. Trying to show that they're not going to go down easy. And they are about 10 yards away from the goal line, number 25 with the disc. Yut is in travel called. I was going to say Yut is kind of threatening that reset space.
He's trying to do both here, kind of split that inside of that kind of cup area, or like be level, but also put pressure on the reset if it comes back. Or at least force him to go straight back as opposed to, you know, out to the side.
Rules question: can you wear a sweatshirt and not
I think this 0 is still what it's
You're supposed to.
Yeah,
Ian, you're now on the live stream. Ian is asking whether someone should be wearing a hoodie that doesn't have a number on it, and I think that's probably not against the rules, but I don't know.
Yeah, likely, but who knows. Lefty forehand and not caught.
Looks like a strip call there. A strip is a foul. I think Luca's not contesting. Looks like he's showing the goal sign, so foul, no contest.
It's 4-3. 4-3 Brown. This is an O point for This is a D point for Huntsville, trying to get a break back. Brown's up 2 breaks.
No, Brown would still be up a break if Huntsville gets this. Brown has 2 breaks right now. Brown started on defense. So it looks like this is going to be a goal. I don't know why they're taking so long to figure this out. The Huntsville guys claim he caught it. Luca's agreeing that he fouled him. The Huntsville receiver was in the end zone.
Yeah, the only thing I can think they're discussing is whether it was a foul or a strip.
It's a goal.
Oh, it's a goal.
Yeah, I think what they were discussing was whether the player actually completed the catch before the foul happened, or if the foul prevented him from making the catch. Because if the foul prevented him from making the catch, it would have come back to the goal line.
Right.
Right. But if he made the catch and then got fouled, then it's a goal, which is what I think everyone was agreeing happened.
Alex Pinkham would like some drone footage and instant replay. Wish we could provide that. All right, so Brown gets broken. They're still up a break. Walking on an O, Leo, Henry, Jason, Luca, Oscar, Cal, and Yup.
I think there's questions about, whether these are ticky-tack calls or it's if that's the case. I think both these teams are feeling like this is an important game for them. And they're fighting really hard. It's definitely physical out here. So,
it's a physical game.
So I think there's going to be some foul calls, and I think Luca just kind of showed what it should look like if you're physical and you're accidental. You don't contest and the game continues to play.
Yeah, I would say since I started coming back to watch the team in the last few years, this is already like the most physical game I've seen.
Yeah, I think this game as a whole, especially the college level, actually I think across the board has gotten less physical because of things like the contact call. I think the role of observers has changed things a little bit.
Yeah, the fact that cards. That dude made it.
Pulls up, Brown on O, 4-all. Yup with the disc. Huntsville playing zone and a turn as Jason not able to come up with that fastball from Yutt.
That was a hot hammer coming in.
Zero going to pick it up.
A little bit of pressure.
This is Jonathan Sullivan's reset to 25. Gets the disc back. Oscar on the mark. Brown O team's got to defend here. They're playing man defense, not playing zone.
There's a lot of switching downfield though.
A lot of switching downfield from the Browns.
Luca's playing very heads up downfield in deep space.
Here's the hook.
Cal
get there? He cannot, and it's a break for Huntsville. We're back on serve.
Let's go, Brown!
Hey, so 5-4. Huntsville is up on serve. If you're just joining us, Brown is playing without Jacques in this game as part of the consequence of the rostering penalty they faced for leaving a player inadvertently off of the roster. So they had to sit one player for each of their first 3 games, their team managers. So Brown's subbing is a little different. They're bringing some of their D-line handlers over to the O-line here.
Yeah, looks like walking out on O, we've got Jason, Luca, Cal, Oscar, Yutt, Leo, and Henry.
Yeah, so one thing we're going to definitely see, we'll see Leo play every O point out here. I think Cal and Oscar are probably the guys that are switching over the most, right? Those are normally D-line guys?
I think Cal always plays offense. I think Oscar is a guy switching over. We saw Adrian last O point.
But it essentially means, especially on the handler line there, everyone has to kind of step up their role, right? Like if you were the secondary, the beta handler, you now have to take a little more shot.
Yeah, bigger roles for Yutt and Cal in terms of
touches,
pressing downfield
and
with
creating
throws, and probably Leo's coming back behind the disc a little more.
Yeah, we haven't actually seen. I think Leo's playing pretty rangy. It looks like still downfield a bunch.
Yeah, you may be right. All right. So these teams did play at Easterns, and it was a 13-11 win for Brown.
It was a tight game for most of it. Brown got a couple breaks at the end. Although it never felt like UAH was in control. Similar to this, it has this pacing where, I don't know, I feel like Brown looks better, although they've made a couple mistakes here that have allowed UAH to play. So I think it's really about minimizing mistakes for Brown, because they're going to get opportunities on D.
Yeah, absolutely.
As you should say.
Feels like Brown's a little bit more of a system team, UAH a little bit more of a running gun team. 5-4 Huntsville. As the pull comes in, it's going to be Leo making the catch, centering to Yutt. Brown's in a horizontal O. We got Luca in the lane. Leo's uncovered, so we'll swing it back to him. Leo looks like another zone from Huntsville.
The zone's been effective the last couple points, so I totally understand why they're sticking with it, right?
Absolutely. And they're playing a little unusual where the mark is behind the thrower, preventing the reset. Very tight cup. Looks like very close to double team sometimes.
Well, but I think that's when Cal was in that cup, they could claim like, hey, he's there. It's not a double team. They're covering that guy. It's just who they're reacting to. With the mark reacting to kind of the dump, moving around. Here's a shot from Leo.
Big flick shot from Leo to Oscar for the goal.
Great vision there from Leo. Going across the field. That's an easy throw with that wind. That's perfect. Like the wind just picks it up and cuts it straight over to Oscar.
Yeah, Brown not flustered by that zone there. That kind of like reset denial zone, which I like. Don't let a team get an easy reset.
Yeah.
But Brown takes care of it, and it's 5-all.
Really nice day out here today after yesterday's kind of crazy weather. Really, just blue skies, light breeze. Jeff Albenberg.
Good to see you. Good to see you.
Good to see you. Yeah, it's a really lovely day. Looks like it's going to stay really nice today, and then maybe we got some more storms coming in tomorrow.
Yeah.
But I think they're trying to pack in the games today.
It's a gorgeous day. The alums are excited about our disc golf in between round opportunities. Harper brought the minis.
Hopefully everyone brought their tags. It's going to be a real battle out there.
It's going to be a battle out there. On D for Brown, Oscar, Zach Hoffman, Rick, Eli Chang, Adrian Lynn, Cam Kearney, and Cal Nightingale. Brown's playing man, backhand deep. Throws a little behind the in cutter, but caught nonetheless. Getting Kenny on the reset. Rick on the mark. Rick trying to take away that around flick to get the reset off. This is Adrian on the mark. Kenny looking deep. He's always looking deep. But he finds the inside backhand to the break side. Huntsville across midfield now. Shot from the sideline. Brown alums trying to make their presence known. Tight in cut. But Eli not able to get that. Nice. Oh! Cal nearly poaches off his man and gets the D, but not quite.
Really like that.
Disc, about 5 yards
jumping
off
the lane
line.
from Cal there. That was a good choice from Cal. Travel called. This one's going to come back.
Kenny Teller with that throw and go. Brown saying he lifted the left leg. Hard to judge from here, to be honest.
Looks like it's coming in stall 6 from what I saw the observer signal, so we got pretty high stall count. Seems surprising it was got that far.
Yeah. 5-all if you're just tuning in. We're on serve. 2 breaks apiece. Flick fake. Looking for the reset. Hits it. And throw the end zone for the goal. Huntsville 6-5.
So I think another good D-line point there from Brown. Lots of pressure. Really great look there from Cal Nightingale. Jumping the lane there.
Yeah, the Brown defenders are there. They just haven't quite been able to get their feet right to lay out. And I think hopefully they'll be able to do that and get some blocks here. Sometimes you just can't lay out because you're in between steps.
Right. Yeah. You can't put power in when you're in the middle. But especially these guys. I mean, a lot of those were pretty quick throws, so it's like it's harder to like time it and like line it up to get your.
You kind of have to guess.
Right. When you got like those big kind of bowling alley style cuts, you're like, okay, I can time this up and like line up my block and be ready to go. But
you almost have to be willing to lay out with no throw and look extremely silly.
Yeah.
No idea.
All right, Huntsville's up 6-5 on Brown. Brown O-line is ready to receive. Stepping in on O for this point is number 13. That's Camilo Tamayo Rousseau. I'm going to call him CTR. I don't know if they call him CTR, but Jason Tapper lets the pull fall. Yutt's going to pick it up. Huntsville's going to play their zone. We got the mark behind the thrower, trying to prevent the reset. Tap around this, and they're trapping to this far sideline.
A lot of pressure here. Someone's going to have to break something out. There we go.
Blade from Yutt to Luca. That's a nice throw. Luca back to Yutt. Yutt lefty to Leo. Brown walking it up towards midfield to Yutt. Here's that outside in flick into traffic, but CTR brings it down. That was a great read. He went aggressively towards the disc, finding Cal for the reset, gets it right back. Huntsville not coming out of that zone. Staying in it the whole way. Cal with the disc. Cal the cheeky scuba, and it's caught by Luca.
Oh.
Two kind of dicey throws there, but they get it
was
done.
dicey. Actually, I thought the blade over the top was maybe not super dicey. I mean, like, I think that CTR had a good look on it and read on it and made the right play. That's an interesting, like, trapping that upwind side of the field. I feel like as a thrower, I want to be on that upwind side of the field, and I have a lot of options across. Like, I can throw those blades, and they're going to get there with speed and accuracy because of where the wind is blowing.
I agree, Kyle. I don't know why they're doing that. I would much rather be trapped on that sideline.
Right.
On this sideline, I mean, any upfield throw has got to be a backhand.
And then
anything to get off.
anything across is going to hang longer and give your defense time to, like, put pressure on.
We should ask the UAH sideline why they're doing it. But we don't want to give them any ideas.
I'm actually, it's very possible they're looking to trap either sideline, and we just haven't been down on the downwind sideline. We're just staying on the upwind sideline, right?
Yep. Thanks for tuning in. We got 23 now. It's 6-all. 6-all. We're on serve. Playing D for Brown, left to right. Oscar, Yutt, Eli, Zach, Eli again, Jason, and Cam. Must have left somebody out. This is Leo. Excuse me. No, that's Eli. I said okay, but Leo's on the field. Here we go. 55 receives.
That was a
Play on called.
Catch for the pull.
Yeah, it was. Brown coming down in man defense.
Yeah, this man defense, they're doing a lot of, like, poaching off of the far handlers, it looks like. Just, like, clogging the lanes, like a sagging style of defense.
Yeah, we see Eli Chang poaching off his guy in the middle right there.
Oh, yes.
Huntsville's crossing the field.
Nice, Brad.
Off by number 12. Looking for the reset. They got it. This is Kenny Taylor. Backhand force here from Brown. Eli on the mark. Back to Kenny. Throw and go. He is liberal with his steps. I can see why Brown's been calling a couple travels on him. Eli on the mark. Zach on the mark. Eli on the mark. Good defense there by Jason. Good defense by Jason. Ooh. They get the reset to 55. Ooh, Leo nearly getting the foot block on it around. Quick swing.
Huntsville made really easy work in the first half. Oh, look at that. He just wasn't looking at that.
He just wasn't looking.
He wasn't looking. He was trying to, he was trying, 12 was trying to direct the downfield, looked away from the thrower, and the thrower threw it without looking to see whether he was ready or not. He just assumed he was there and ready.
Great chance here for Brown.
I was going to say, you know, UAH made really easy work of the first half of the field, and then Brown really tightened down on the second half. Put some pressure down.
Yeah, a good reset defense there. Jason forced KT number 9 upfield. And a turn came a few throws later. So, Brown's on D. They are arrayed horizontally coming in off this reset. We'll see if they stay horizontal. Looks like they're going for the 3-man dominator with Yutt, Leo, finding Cam, but also Jason is the third in the front of the stack. Leo to Jason. Jason looking for Leo. Jason looking for Yutt. Tough contested grab. Yutt back to Jason. Back to Yutt as he leaves his man on the sideline. Back to Jason. Brown swinging the disc. 1-2, 1-2. Jason breaks the mark to Yutt on the goal line. To Leo for the goal. That's a break for Brown, but a travel call.
That looked like some classic Brown offense.
Travel
minus
call.
the travel. And by classic, I mean like of the last 5 years.
Absolutely. I love that Yut kind of his man off the sideline, getting this on the foreside, and immediately sprinted back across the field to the break side.
Right, his guy made the bid, and he took advantage of the position, and then they took down the weak side of the field and just went upwind. Lots of easy passes.
On the stream, if you're just joining us, it's 6-all. The Brown D team just threw a goal, but a travel was called, and we are in the process of resolving it. There's been 2 breaks from each team so far. Jacques is not playing this game because of administrative reasons. And high stall, but a swing to Oscar provides the bailout. Lefty to Leo. Leo pretty much on the goal line looking for Jason. Now he's going to find Yut on the reset. Yut looking for Leo. Lefty for the goal. Leo makes the grab. That's a break for Brown.
7-6. Brown doing it. I don't know. I think it's fun to see some of these guys stepping up in Jock's absence. It's fun to Oscar stepping in there. Jason Tapper making some plays. Like, he's got such a great first step. Like, his ability to create separation.
He moves so well.
Right.
So he's a rangy guy. Yeah, Oscar providing a key reset there.
Yeah. Yeah, bailing him out of that high stall count. That was the one spot where they had that D-line offense had a little bit of pressure on them.
So Kyle, you would know this. At what youth level now is it kind of like, okay, like now's the time to learn the lefty backhand, the offhand backhand?
At what youth level?
Or what, like?
I think that's.
When is it taught?
When is the time? It probably depends on the system that you run, right?
Yeah.
Like if you have an offense that's running a lot of this quick movement stuff, that lefty backhand opens up a lot of space for you. And the handlers in those offenses, if that's what you're doing in high school, have to have it. When I coached UW, everyone learned a lefty backhand because we just used it as part of our reset system. So I don't know. I think it probably depends on the system. I think probably a lot of the top high school handlers are using it, especially goal line. It's a really useful goal line break.
Yeah. Absolutely.
But I'm guessing a lot of high school receivers maybe are not using it.
Here we go. Eli Chang with the pull. Round on D up 7-6. UAH's Kenny Taylor with the disc, finding number 55. I think that's Chris Youngblood. He's been touching the disc a lot. 69 with the disc, finding KT for the reset. Brown playing man defense.
They've also put a lot of their top guys in on this line, looking to secure the half with a break.
Yep.
So you got out there, Cam's out there, Luca's crossed over as well. Powell crossed over.
Huntsville's crossed midfield. Ooh, and a hanging swim is reeled in by Kenny Taylor. Travel is called.
Brown's calling a lot of travels.
Yeah,
I'm not spending a lot of time watching their feet, but
I think Kenny is maybe a known
traveler. Is that true, UAH? Is Kenny a known traveler? No?
He is very,
I'll
say this, he has very quick feet. Umrich's on the mark for Brown. On the field with Cal, Cam, Luca, crossing over to play D, Eli, and Yut. So as Kyle was saying, a couple O-line guys, Luca and Yut especially are playing, and Cal are playing D on this point. So Brown really trying to go for half here. Kenny Taylor outside and 4 into the end zone, and it's reeled in by Eli Chang, the freshman, making his presence known. Picking that off. Brown in a vertical sack offense. He's got Yut for the reset and hits him. UAH is playing a poachy thing, but finds Luca for the in cut.
Oh, Cam was wide open.
I'm
not sure Luca was looking for it.
Off, and Huntsville's got the disc back. This is Jonathan Sullivan. And a drop.
Wow.
A drop. They had a wide open throw for a goal, but he went for the
really just forced that. Yeah, this is a huge second opportunity for Brown to take this break into half.
I'd like to see them really jack it. There you go.
And Yut takes a shot to Cam.
Cam's looking for it. Oh, had a hard time finding it.
Cam called the foul.
Really interesting.
Kind of contact before the disc got
Definitely
there.
contact before, and the Huntsville defender was not really playing the disc. He was looking directly at Cam, not looking at the disc at all.
Yeah, I'd say if this was football, that was pass interference. Ultimately, it's a little different.
The contact wasn't heavy, and it was maybe hard to see from our angle as well. So I'm kind of curious to see if they're going to take this one to the observer. It looks like they might just play it as a contest and bring it back. I think that's the Browns' advantage here. I'm not sure the observer would uphold this one. It sounds like there also might be a call
Yeah, you're
down
right.
here on the throw itself as I see the observers talking to the players. There must be something going on here.
Yeah, the thrower and the mark are working it out.
So there's an order of play here. So if this ends up uncontested, then the receiving stays. If this is contested, then it will go back to the thrower to determine what the call is down here and whether there's a call.
And it is going back. If you're just tuning in, it's 7-6 Brown. The Brown D team has the disc. There is a incomplete puck with, I think, contested calls on each end.
On each end. That's what it looks like. Each end. So now, because there's ultimately leading rules and contested throwing foul, players are now returning to where they were when the throw was released.
Okay. So the contact and interception ended up not really mattering. Here we go.
Well, if it had been caught or if it had
Unless
been
it had been caught,
uncontested,
right.
it would have stayed down with Cam.
Cal with the disc. Looks off Luca. And the pick was called.
Several seconds ago. Hopefully they count back several seconds.
Brown's in a vertical stack. We've got Luca right in front of us. In the middle of the field, in the front of the stack is Eli. In downfield, we have Cam, Zach, and Amrik. Cal with the disc. Yard on the reset. Looks off Luca. Yeah, looking. Off the lines of Cal.
I think Brown's really looking for a deep strike here. High count. Great break.
Yeah, nice around flick break by Cal at high stall. That's Zach to Luca to Eli. Back to Luca, too high. Pops up in the wind, and Kenny Taylor reels it in. Huntsville's got the disc back. And a timeout called.
Third opportunity for Huntsville. This point is dragging on longer than I think Brown would like, and Brown really would like to pull this one in and not have to put these O-line guys back out after a long point crossing over.
Absolutely.
I think you put those guys on the field in this situation, assuming that either they get scored on quick in this man-to-man defense, or you can convert right away. I think having two turns each way is not the ideal outcome.
Yep. That's probably that turn by Brown was probably the right look, but it was right into the wind and just popped up, trying to get that nose up on the upline cut, and the wind just
you want
what it do.
You want to sit it for that receiver, but I think they opened up a little bit too much. And Luca's tall, but not that tall.
Yep. All right, 28 on the stream. Thanks for tuning in this key pool play game at 2024 Nationals. Brown looking to even their record at 1-1 against Huntsville in the pool in this game against Huntsville. Huntsville has lost to Texas, so they're fighting for their lives here.
Yeah, because Huntsville still has to go on and play North Carolina.
Those guys are washed.
All right, coming in off this timeout, number 12 for Huntsville. My roster says that Daniel Kim. Eli Chang for Brown is on the mark. Here we go. Just again, Brown playing backhand man. It's a lefty flick. Cal on the mark. Yutt on the mark as Huntsville hits midfield. Stall rising. Eli on the mark. They get the reset. Pick called as that throws in the air to Sullivan.
Definitely a call-heavy game. This is definitely more calls than I think we're used to.
Chippy game.
I don't think it's like poorly spirited. I just think that it's tight, right? Like I think people are playing tight.
Eli playing great defense, but they get the up line and the lefty continue backhand for the goal. It's 7-all. 7-all.
So 3 possessions in, UH manages to hold. Brown will have an opportunity to take an O-line hold into half and bring that break into half, which would be big.
Yeah, they'll get
starting on offense.
They'll get the double O point if they can convert here.
But they really would have liked that last one. That would have been a good break for them.
Yep. The wind, we've mostly been talking about how it's a crosswind blowing towards us, but it is also, it's a little diagonal, so from left to right. There's some left to right as you're looking at the screen action. So this is kind of a downwind O point for Brown.
But it's not hard. It's not. It's like
It's
a
not hard.
consistent 5 mile
Yeah.
per hour breeze,
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah. It's I wouldn't want to throw a huck to our left, but I would to our right.
Oh, I don't want to
That's
throw one
me.
left to a tall person who
Just have it- just
who's
have it
not
there.
very far away from me and put it out front. Yeah.
I'd throw a
Or if you like had
35
like,
to 40.
or if you had a Paul Vandenberg laser forehand, that you could just like Cam is bigger than any of these guys. Like if that huck to Cam had been a hanger, that would
right,
no
exactly,
question for him,
exactly.
right?
But I think we saw the wind kind of turning that disc over a little bit.
Yeah.
But you're right, Kyle. If you can use the wind,
You just gotta get the edge
that
right.
way.
You just gotta get the edge right.
Yeah, you gotta get the edge. Next down. Here we go. Big O point for Brown. We got Oscar, Cal, Jason, Yacht, Luca, Henry, and Leo. Sylvan with the pull. Blading towards the ground. It's going to hit. Fielded on the roll by Yacht to Leo. Brown's in the spread offense to Cal. Cal fakes the deep forehand. Huntsville's playing their zone. They try to take away the reset. Leo with the disc. Finding Henry. Henry to Luca. Brown is at the attacking brick now. Up the sideline to Leo. Leo the hammer to a wide open Oscar low for halftime. Nice hold by Brown. Fixing half 8-7 up one break.
That is definitely the way to get it done here on that O point. Up a break.
That's half. Brown takes half 8-7. They'll come out on offense in the second half.
You think we can get Jacques over here for an interview?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, he's certainly not playing, right? What else is he doing?
Yeah.
Jacques!
All right, you do it, Kyle.
Interview!
I'm gonna donate my mic.
We're still on?
We're on.
We live?
You're good.
Get you mic'd up. Get you mic'd up. Yeah. This can go in. Solid.
Awesome. All right, we're here with Jacques. Jacques, you guys just took the break into half 8-7, up a break. How are you guys feeling? How are you feeling?
Pretty good. I think we're applying a lot of pressure on their offense. Our conversion definitely be a little bit better, but I think we're looking pretty good.
With you not in the game, what are we going to see differently, you think? Like, who's crossing over more? Who's going to be stepping up?
We got a couple guys who played O with us earlier in the year, kind of reintegrated back into the O-line. Thinking Adrian Lynn, Camilo, who just came back from injury. And those guys have done great. We have, obviously, the throwing load is being shared amongst the other top O-liners. So, yeah.
Sweet. And you guys played UAH earlier in the season.
Yeah.
Anything you learned from that game that you guys are trying to bring into this game?
We found a couple pressure points on their O-line in the form of people who we don't really need to guard that much. And we basically try to feed them the disc towards the sidelines and hope they... Well, 54 for sure. 54 and 15 are prime targets. And so we're strategically pushing off them.
Yeah,
trying to provide extra help to the other people.
Do you have guys on the team who like you specifically put on there who have that kind of field sense? It looks like Luca's doing a lot of that. Is Luca one of the guys?
I'd say Elliot and Cal are typically the guys. Luca a little bit too, but mostly it's kind of the O-line handlers who we put on those guys. They don't run as much, and then on the turn they can kind of exploit that.
That makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. Hey,
Yeah,
well, thank you. I'll let you get back to your
that's-
team.
There we go.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
High quality production we got here.
Yeah.
That's great.
Gotta do it for the fans at home.
All right. Well, thanks, folks. We're gonna mute ourselves until the second half resumes. We'll keep the stream running.
You've always been a booster, but you've been a booster. Like you made a turn last year.
You can mute yourself.
So I quit my job at the 18. With the fans in 19. Came back. Was like fucking out.
No, just press it. And we're back for second half action, 8-7 Brown.
Sprung, how was your halftime?
Last night?
No, your halftime.
Oh,
how was the
halftime?
last 10 minutes go for you?
I threw a disc around. I don't think I've thrown a disc more than 10 yards for about 6 months.
Yeah, that was the first time I
So,
saw an Ultra Star in a long time.
Yeah. They're weird,
I know.
Ultra Stars.
The Ultra Star, they're big. They're so big. They feel like, we have to play a lot of disc golf. Like, they just feel like,
Yeah.
I think it makes me feel like a tiny
They
child.
feel a bit awkward, yeah. I agree. Yeah, I played disc golf a couple weeks ago. But last time with an Ultra Star was probably last fall.
Sprung, who do you think's favorite today in the alumni disc golf tournament?
You know, I don't know. I feel like I've never seen any of you play, but I'm gonna guess you or Harper are the best.
I'm curious to know how much Pozar's been playing in Norway. Pozar and I are.
Pozar could be very good.
Well, we play a lot in Seattle, and Pozar beats me pretty evenly at this point, I think.
I'm definitely out of practice.
Yeah, I'd expect
Pozar
Pozar to have
he's out
like
of
a great short game.
Safety
Top
can
end long
also.
game and a great short game.
Safety can also play some good disc golf.
Oh, yeah.
Big laser from Leo to Henry, past a bidding Alabama-Huntsville player for the goals. Brown holds coming out to half, taking advantage of the 2 0 points in a row, going up 9-7.
It was interesting. During halftime, I was talking to Matt Root, alumni from class of 99/2000 grad. He was saying, I asked him, what do you think about the game? And he was like, man, they look a little sloppy. And I'm like, I agree, they are a little sloppy, but like being up essentially 2 breaks at this point in the game, is still big. I think back in our day, like when we were in college, a blowout was like 15-5, right?
Yeah.
And now a blowout feels like it's 15-10,
Yeah.
or 15-9, or 11 even, right? Like the margins are smaller. Like every team is leveled up a lot, and so having 2 breaks at this point in the game is not comfortable. It's not like you're crushing it. Like they could definitely get those breaks back, but like you definitely establish yourself as the better team at this point.
Yeah, it would be really interesting to see lots of like turns per game over the years. It's certainly gone way down. Breaks per game, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. It feels like Brown's in control, but they'd like to be up a couple more breaks to be sure. Eli
Absolutely.
Chang with the 360 pull. Brown's coming down. We've got Leo playing this game. We got Yut. We got Cam. This is and
Put UH in a very tough position. Stays in bounds, so they're going to be at the back of the end zone. D-line gets down. Pressure is on right now. A little breathing
Huntsville
space
hits
for
the
UH.
reset. Yeah, that was a dicey upline throw. They get it. Kenny Taylor with the disc. Jason Tapper on the mark.
Still in their own end zone.
Got that in cut from number 20, and it's a drop. Straight up drop. That's actually Alabama's second. Just
So that's the second drop that was like right in his
drop of the
chest.
game.
Yeah.
Leo looking for Jason. Nice around backhand. Oh, and it's read well by the defense. There's a poaching guy. I think it was too far in front anyway. I've seen, that's the second time we've seen, I think, teams a little bit know what Brown's trying to do on the goal line, where they have that guy in the front of the stack to go to the break side. And Cam gets a big D on an in cut. What a D from Cam Kearney. Brown gets it back. Yacht with the disc.
I really
9-7.
I really want to see Brown settle down here and just punch this in using their little handler offense.
Oh, geez. And
They've just been
kinda-
real sloppy on their D-line
Yeah.
and that I think is not ideal right now.
Another chance for Huntsville's offense here. Youngblood fakes the huck. Leo on the mark. Jason on the mark. Kenny Taylor. We heard from Jock a little bit about Brown's strategy. Poaching off of some guys who are the downfield cutters. Swing to number 12. That's Eli on the mark. Leo's man is active. He gets the reset. And
Tapper.
the hanging flick is knocked away by Jason Tapper. Third chance now for Brown's D team.
Yeah, this is it. Brown needs to punch one of these D-line possessions in.
Yeah,
I think they've gone 4 straight D-line turns.
gotta just get one and go up by 3. Jason Tapper on the upline from Leo. Looking back to Leo. Nice delivery there.
That's a wild throw for someone who's been playing for 2 years.
Oh, back to Jason, makes a tough catch, tipping it to himself, finding Yut in the middle. It's just a 3-man game here. Lefty to Leo, tries to jump it in, can't quite do it. He's got Yut for the goal. That's a break for Brown. Brown gets their break finally. It's 10-7 Brown.
Way to settle it down. It's a 3-goal lead, so solid space for Brown. They're definitely going to get their turns in this game. It's just the converting it, right? This is very different than the UNC game where, they're not going to get a lot of opportunities out of UNC.
Absolutely.
They're going to get these opportunities out of UH. They just need to punch it in and make this game as efficient as possible for them.
Yeah, and as you were saying before, Kyle, I think Jock not playing this game, a lot of other guys getting a lot of touches. This game is going to really help them throughout the rest of this weekend as people settle in and get comfortable, figure out what's working.
Right. And there must be, when you're switching things up and you're putting new people in slots, there is a chemistry thing, like just being able to read and know. Like when you've thrown the same reset to someone every game this season, and now you have a different person in that spot, like their timing is slightly different. Their preferences of where they go in those situations is slightly different. And so you might be anticipating. I think we saw that on the second turnover they had.
Yep.
Right, where I think Yut was expecting someone to make a chisel cut right away, and they hesitated. I don't know who it was. But,
yep.
And I think it's just a timing thing, especially with that really timed and synced handler offense that they run.
Big pull from Eli. Fielded by Youngblood up to Kenny Taylor.
Looking to shoot.
Brown coming down in a poaching man defense. Adrian Lynn on the mark. Chris Youngblood with the disc. Back to Kenny Taylor. KT guarded by Onric of Brown. Eli Chang's high with the disc. That's number 12. He's the lefty. In cut. This is Zach Kaufman on the mark. Hunting for another D, and he got it. Foul called though. Hands guarding
foul.
Jonathan
looks like
Sullivan.
Uncontested foul from Cam.
Luca Cal, work together.
I think that's Sullivan.
Under Cal.
Roster says 91, but I'm pretty sure that's him.
Around.
And the number 0. Eli Mark as Huntsville crosses midfield. Find the reset. Number 12, the lefty is Daniel Kim, maybe. Omric on the mark. Sullivan.
Stay kill, Cam. Stay kill. Eli, inside.
Luca is guarding Kenny Taylor and doing a good job because he's not touched the disc recently. Now he's trying to get the disc. Luca bodies him. Ooh, it nearly gets it. He's able to get it, find Youngblood, and back to Kenny Taylor for the goal. And the spike. That's a hold for Huntsville. 10-8. BMO. 10-8 BMO.
Sprung, one thing I noticed on that D line is that not only we're talking about their offensive, just slight miscommunications. I think there's a little bit of a struggle too defensively. Just like some of the switches are a little slower than anticipate, which are giving easier opportunities for some UAH throws out there. And I think it's another one of those things that's just like when you've been playing on the same line as someone for a whole season, you anticipate, when someone's going to switch. And if you're not quite sure someone's going to actually pull off the switch, you have to hang for an extra second that might give the person that you're switching on to an extra step. And I saw that a few times there, both in the deep space and some under over switches. And I think hopefully this is good practice for them. But having Jacques back in the next game means they'll probably go back to their more standard lines.
On O for Brown, Cal, Oscar, Jason, Yut, Henry, Leo, and Luca. Yeah, and you imagine it's also just got to be good for the psyche of the team to know that they can do it without Jock.
Right. I think that's absolutely true. I mean, as a team and as individuals who have to step up and do a little more. all of them benefit from this.
Big outside in pull, caught by Yutt. Center to Leo. Brown in the horizontal offense. Jason throwing deep, and Leo puts it up. That's a beautiful flick puck. Jason's going to have to sky somebody, though, and he does, going up with both hands strong. And finding Luca for the goal. Jared Linden would be proud the way Jason Tapper went up for that.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great throw, a little extra air under it, but Tapper had a lot of space to read it. I remember talking to Zip. Zip would say, "I love throws like that,
Give
where
me
it's
a chance.
like, give me a
That's what he would
chance."
say, yeah.
And I think he liked them particularly when people would be close, so it looked better, right? Like I think Jason always knew he was going to come down with that, but it always feels better to come down over somebody.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, like, in a way, the worst mistake you can make is to overthrow someone, because it's just a turn off there's nothing anybody can do. Like, you know, I think you should always shoot to slightly underthrow your hucks, especially if they're open.
That's an interesting perspective, Sprung. Because I think of your 2005 team that won as a team that tried to overthrow Zip as much as possible.
Right.
It's
it helps have people who are hard to overthrow.
Right. The best is to have people you can't overthrow. Like, I think that's like 2000, we had Safety. Yeah. You can't overthrow Safety. You know, like, now you could. Now you could overthrow Safety.
But I mean, maybe this is just my summer league brain speaking, but I now feel like if somebody's open and I throw a huck, I'm not trying to hit them sprinting in stride. I'm just trying to throw it, you know, so that they just need to slow down a little bit. And even if their defender is able to catch up, make up their ground, they're still in better position and they're probably going to be able to make the play. Here we go. Eli Chang with the pull. Brown's up. 11-8. Kenny Taylor with the disc for Huntsville. Dicey completion. Adrian Lynn on the mark. Huntsville crossing midfield as Brown poaches off number 54. Oscar Lowe on the mark. Oscar to Kenny. Kenny guarded by Jason Tapper. He's had that matchup all game. Finding Youngblood for the reset. Nice around flick break. Cam on the mark. Up line to Kenny. Guarded by Leo now. Outside in backhand to the break side. Huntsville on the goal line. Eli Chang on the mark. Taylor goes up line. Leo shuts it down. Comes back to get the disc. Looking. Doesn't find anything. Looking for his reset now. It's Eli's guy. High call. High stall. And they get the goal. Huntsville gets the hold.
It's interesting. You know, at halftime we were talking to Jacques about maybe weak points that they found in UAH's O-line. I thought it was interesting there. I don't know if you saw number 20 on UAH got the disc down here, right near the camera, and the sideline was telling him to circle. And I think that they're like, that's the one, circle. And I think they had Cam on him, and I think the idea was that's not the strongest thrower, and you want to have a way more aggressive mark there and have Cam too. He's huge. I mean, the thrower was able to get it off and get it back to Kenny in that situation. But I think the idea there being like, hey, we want to maybe let this guy get the disc and then really clamp down on him because we don't think his throws are going to make a huge impact or maybe create a turnover here.
Yep. Thanks to Jacques for that halftime insight. Great explanation from Kyle. I think he's right. Circle is a call from the sideline. Brown O's on the field, left to right. Cal, Jason, Oscar, Elliot, Leo, Luca, and Henry.
One thing we were talking about yesterday in the UNC game that is really noticeable about this Brown squad is that they split the sidelines.
They don't split the sidelines.
Jake is the only person here, Coach Jake.
Coach Smart coming into your field of view.
He's the only player, only person from the team on the sideline.
Yeah, not their philosophy. They don't
I wonder
split.
Do you think every team in college ultimate not splitting the sideline?
I don't know. Cal has the disc in. Finds Jason. Alabama went for that tricky pull. Kind of worked. Yutt. Leo rounds across the field and a travel called.
Oh, the travel calls are coming back now. They're coming to the other side.
Yutt's going to ask the observer what he thinks.
Yeah, Yutt's arguing that he just stepped around and threw it, and UH thinks that he was like still kind of moving, and Mark couldn't get himself set. I feel like we need immediate travel resolutions. Why is that what they're supposed to do? I thought it was
don't
like
know.
super fast with travels.
I've seen some that have not stopped play. But I guess that's when the thrower hasn't thrown it yet.
I've rarely seen someone be able to contest a travel and have it be like, oh yeah, no, you didn't travel. Because everyone travels all the time. So like even like a little bit of movement, you just.
I've had that happen. Like, well, I contested the travel once the observer, they said, inside.
Leo gets the tough reset to Cal. Cal bailing him out. Cal looking got Yacht. Looks off Yacht, looking for Leo. Ooh, nice break to Leo.
Yeah, the no pivot break back in there.
Love it. Leo right back to Cal, another break. Back to Leo, the lefty backhand. Ooh, Leo probably a good decision there to look off Henry. Leo steps around to Cal for the goal. Browns holds. It's a 12-9 BMO lead.
I felt like a little bit more high stress offense than I'd like to see them play. Like, not to fault Yut there, but I think that like contesting and having that pause in the middle of your O-line is not ideal. Like just stay in a rhythm, take it back, let's check it and get going again. Don't give everyone a chance to rest. Like you're in control. You're not going to gain much by having that travel call ruled in your favor in that situation. And then once this got checked back in, it felt like UAH was able to apply a lot of pressure. And I'm glad Brown was able to pull it out, but like it didn't feel like that. Like we are asserting control throughout this point type situation.
Yeah, those resets felt a little defensive. Right. Like we want to get the next completion, and it was tough. They're playing good defense.
That said, what? One thing that's great about their offense is, in an offense that's more spread, takes more time to develop. You might get one downfield look before you have to look to your reset.
Yeah.
And their sequence, the way they sequence their cuts, their handler cuts and movement, they probably have 3 separate looks, like check downs within the first 5 or 6 seconds.
Yes.
And then once that breaks down, it's like, okay, now where's our outlet here? And that's really effective. So even if there is pressure on those first 2 resets.
Yep, they got the full seconds to find the reset because they are not looking downfield at all.
Yeah.
Nice pull by Brown. Adrian on the mark, covering Chris Youngblood, looking for Kenny Taylor on the reset. He gets him. Rick's got that matchup. We've also got Zach Hoffman poaching off number 15 a little bit as Alabama-Huntsville's in horizontal offense with 3 back and 4 across the field. We got a call.
Timeout? It must be a timeout.
Yeah, it looks like a timeout call.
I think they just didn't like what they were seeing downfield. And
Kenny dropped the disc. It's hard to believe him doing that unless it was
timeout UAH.
And indeed it was. Timeout UAH.
I mean, I think that they weren't seeing much develop downfield for them. UAH running a very different offense than what Brown is doing. It's very spread. And then Brown is also poaching the lanes off the handlers. So they're giving them easy resets, but clogging those lanes. So not only is Brown playing great defense downfield, but then they've got that extra look in the open side throwing lane most of the time. So not much for you to get going there. I'm curious to see what Brown comes out of this timeout on. If they stay with that same defense, or they're like, oh, let's adjust even.
Yeah. Brown doing some strategic poaching on defense for sure.
Jimmy Big just whispered in my ear that he thinks that Brown is backhand and under. They're guarding under, like they're front pocketing and daring UAH to throw it deep, which I actually am surprised UAH is not taking more deep shots.
I agree. I thought they'd be putting it left and right.
Yeah.
Huntsville has Sylvan on the far sideline. Sylvan 54 and 15 in the lanes. 69 on the near sideline. And then in the backfield, they have number 12, he's the lefty. And Kenny Taylor with the disc. Chris Youngblood off the disc as well.
They're all back. So that Brown is all back pocket here, setting up.
Yeah, Brown is daring them to throw deep. You're right. Eli Chang on the mark. Oh, and Rick coaches off and not quite able to get there. Moving the disc to 54. Finds Sullivan. Now he's got Kenny Taylor going deep, and he puts it to him. He wasn't looking, but now he's going to try to turn the Jets on. Luca's there, and Luca's able to make the D.
Looks like a foul call, and I don't know about that one, folks. Looked like a very clean D from Luca. Oh, maybe Kenny's calling a strip. So I think he's calling a strip here, which maybe he hasn't called. But
Kenny, the offensive player, had to lay out there.
The brave call.
No foul ruled by the observer. The correct call.
Great D by Luca. And Brown D team gets a chance. Eli Chang picks it up. Their main handlers, other than Eli, are not in on this point.
Oh, and Cam is going deep. Oscar low with the disc.
Oscar to Eli. A little more cutter focus here. Eli puts it to Rick with Zach trailing. Zach makes a grab and ruled out.
I don't know. God, it's hard to say from here. The dribble was right there.
I think that was the right call. He definitely caught in the air, and then it was a matter of where did his left foot hit.
It was very close. Very close.
Yeah. If you're able to rewind the stream, do it and tell us if it was in or not, if you could see it. In any case, high stall now. They get the reset to Youngblood. And he's going to put a big backhand looking for Sullivan as Cam trails. And will he get there? No. No. Another turn. Oh, he says he caught it.
Oh, my God. Give him a yellow card for that. Is ridiculous. That's the most embarrassing call I've ever seen.
He called that out?
He called that out.
He called that out?
That was odd. Eli Chang from in-cut to Oscar. A little more in-cut initiated with this line.
Yeah, they're running out of a vertical stack.
Yeah, running a vertical stack. High stall now. Oscar puts it to Cam. He's got a chance. Going up. Tips it. And tipped again and not caught. Third chance now for Huntsville's O. Brown's up 12-9 if you're just tuning in. Second pool play game in Nationals. Brown backhand force. And another hook looking for Kenny Taylor. And that one is also too far. That was an ambitious look. Went for the around flick. Kyle, you weren't happy about that up call.
That was wildly bad. I cannot believe that guy called the disc up.
It didn't even look close.
And I think I also have some trauma from the 2011 national championship game between Wisconsin and Carleton, where something very similar happened.
Not familiar with that.
That one actually got called in for a goal. It was actually kind of wild.
Oh my
It was in the finals, and there were tons of people around, and the receiver dropped it and then picked it back up very clearly. The observer ruled it was caught. It was a wild situation.
Whoa. Brown C team crosses midfield. Luca breaks the mark, but he hangs it up in the air, and a foul on the throw. Foul on the throw coming back.
I think what I disliked about that was that I think it was so obviously trying to take advantage of our self-officiating rules, right? Like the disc was down, everybody could see it, and you're trying to play it off like it's not. I don't think he was making an earnest call there.
Yeah.
It's hard to give him the benefit of the doubt when it was like hit the ground.
Yeah, it did not seem close. Lucas called the foul on the throw. Lucas displayed very good spirit all weekend. He did not call foul on a play where there was a lot of contact. He was the intended receiver against UNC. He did not contest a strip in the end zone in this game, so I trust him that he got fouled there.
I thought it was interesting. I thought Oscar heard the foul call and then didn't go full.
Yeah. I agree.
I'm not sure that's what I would have done in that situation. I think I would have still tried to make the play, but I mean, there was a UH defender right there, so maybe it was like, I don't really want the contact either. Hey, this is a big opportunity here for Brown to open this up to a 4-goal lead.
Here we go. Luca with the disc. Finds Eli with the lefty backhand. Eli looking for Oscar. Finds him. A little dad backhand. Oscar breaks it back to Eli. It's the Eli, Oscar, and Luca show. They're going to run that three-man dominator. Adrian is also lurking, and now he's going to present for Luca. Luca looks him off. Luca breaks the mark to Oscar, making a tough contested grab. He's still outside the end zone. Brown knocking on the door here. Oscar around to Luca. Luca fakes. Luca back to Oscar. Oscar looking for Eli. Looking back to Luca.
The offense looking a little tired here. They definitely slow down their offense. This is a good time for a timeout, I think.
Oh, and a turn as Luca goes for the lefty upline to Oscar and just didn't quite hang it up enough. Sullivan is calling for it. Here's the big backhand hook. That is not going to stay in. That is out. And I think that's the fourth turn of the point for Huntsville.
That was the third turn, yeah.
Third turn. Third chance for Brown C team.
I do think this is a situation that I would maybe not hear on this coffin corner cone, but once you get out to some space a little bit, call a timeout.
Yeah, I agree.
Especially if we saw what happened there in the end zone, where it was clear the offense wasn't running, and take that second. This is a break opportunity.
Yeah, and I'd say if they get down there again, maybe call timeout.
Right. That's the. I mean, end zone 5 yards out. You're tired is like on a D line is like the perfect time to call timeout. Yeah. Like there's no better timeout call in Ultimate, I think. So it looks like an injury sub here for UAH, and Oscar Lowe is going to take one for Brown just because it's been a long point. Might as well get that sub in. Leo Gordon's coming in. So a little fresh legs here from Leo. Maybe help ensure this conversion.
So backhand trap mark as we come back in from this timeout. Brown's in the vertical stack. Leo is open as he stands. Eli Chang, tough around to Adrian. He gets it to him. A tough throw in this one. It was well weighted to Leo. Leo's got Rick going deep. That's a very ambitious cut. And instead he's going to find Zach to Eli. Eli to Leo. Got Cam going, fakes. Sets up the around backhand. And Adrian's not able to dig that out of the turf. And chance number 4 for Huntsville. Silly, 15. Cam on the mark. Eli on the mark. Rick not able to prevent Kenny Taylor from getting that one. Looking back to Silly. Eli, great defense. Great defense there by Eli. Adrian on the mark. Around to Silly. Eli back on the mark. And a cheeky scooper for the goal to KT. Huntsville holds 12-10 Brown.
That is a tough 2 point for Brown. I mean, like obviously Huntsville had to work really hard for the O score, but like Brown, I think Brown's success and their chances of going deep in this tournament really rest on their efficiency, right? Their ability to turn opportunities into goals, and I felt like they really squandered that one down in the end zone. But 3 opportunities on a D-line, and then we've seen too many. We've seen too many D-line opportunities that they're not converting here.
Yeah.
And they're just like little errors. Like that last throw from Leo was just into the ground. So.
Yep, they've got to be better on defense once they get to this. 100% agree.
Yeah, bro!
Alex Corba texted and asked, maybe I missed it, but what was the rostering issue that impacted Jacques playing, and is anyone else impacted? Well, first, it sounded like the horn sounded, so I think we're going to have the cap apply after this point is over. So if Brown scores, it'll be still a game to 15. So as far as the rostering issue goes, a player was left off of the roster for the series inadvertently. Brown didn't catch that until after regionals when they were preparing their nationals roster. They alerted USAU, and USAU said the penalty is that the team managers each have to sit one of their first 3 games of nationals. So Caleb Moran sat in the game against UNC. Jacques Neeson is sitting in this game, and then Luca will be sitting in our game against Texas in the next round of play for us.
Hal with the disc here, trapped on the sideline. High stall, lefty to I think that's Camilo. Leo with the disc now.
That was right outside that
Slices
defensive
it
zone.
right through to Yut. Yut to Cal. Brown past midfield now with the cap on, up 12-10 in this key pool play game. Got the hammer underthrown, and it's going to be Deed. 99 with the D for Huntsville. And it's going to be number 6 picking it up. Hitting Sullivan, he's going to look deep. He's going to put it. That's a low line drive, and it's caught. It's caught. 99 making plays out here. Brown rushes back on D. Here's the lefty flick to the end zone, and it's dropped.
Wow, that is the third, like, pretty much straight drop UAH has had in this game. They're really making it much easier for Brown.
They would have liked that one.
They would have liked that one.
Huge break. Instead, Demos O gets a second chance. Yo, Alabama playing this zone. Scuba to Leo. Travel called. Leo walks it back. Scuba to 13 and not able to make the grab.
So we give them a drop right back.
Drop for a drop. Oh, 13 is Camilo. That's CTR, as I call him. Jason on the mark. Leo on the mark. Jason on the mark. Alabama short of midfield. Their defense is looking for a break here. It's 12-10 Brown over Huntsville right now. The cap's on. Henry on the mark. Backhand force here. Here's a reset. They get it. Silly to 99. Back to Silly. Tapper on the mark. Around flick laser. It's caught by 13. Leo on the mark. 13 looking downfield. Finds 6 on the upline reset instead.
See Riley!
Upline to 13. Huntsville right on the goal line now. Leo on the mark. Looking. Guy falls down. Tough reset. They
Oh, stall call. So Leo's calling a stall. Yeah, I don't know about this. I mean, I don't think it's 10 seconds. I don't know.
It also looked like that catch was very close to the sideline, but
yeah, I'm sure they ruled that one in.
Possible to see from here. So Kyle, the cat's on. So is it complete this point and add 1?
Right. So after this point is over, they'll add 2. Sorry, they'll add 2 to the score. So it'll be game to their 40. Oh, observer rules it is a stall.
Wow.
Wow. Okay, so Brown has a third opportunity here on their O-line.
Brown getting into their spread O, or their zone O, excuse me. Leo now. Yut trapped on the sideline. I think you're right, Kyle. Alabama's Huntsville is trapping on either sideline. Tapper makes the bobbling catch, and the bobble takes him out of bounds. He has to deal with the bidding number 20 on Huntsville. Huntsville's getting some D's on this point. This is a big point in this game. Brown O has turned it twice. This is Huntsville's second chance for the on Leo usually gets the layout on the in cut. And Henry's going to say that 20 dropped it.
Did you see that? I did not get a good look at that.
You know, I saw it get past
Coach
Leo.
Jake says he doesn't know.
Oh, and the observer calls it a catch. The observer. I did not think it was that.
What did he see? I am so confused because I feel like if it was actually a drop, that would have been obvious to the observer from where they were. I don't know. That's very interesting.
20 kind of had to lay out as well, and I think as he was kind of sliding forward, Henry maybe saw the disc move in his hand.
But I thought it stayed. It looked to me like it stayed pretty far from the grass.
Yeah. I don't know. Here we go. Silly is going to put it. Oh, and it's blocked by Leo. Huge Leo Gordon to Cal. On the goal line, Jason yells for it. Cal looks for Leo, hits him on the reset. Back to Cal. To Leo. Knocking on the door here. Knocking on the door. Leo looking for Yut.
God.
And we got a call. Yut's on the goal line to Cal. To the goal. That stands. That's a goal. 13-10 Brown. Tough.
Four possessions. So each team, I think, requiring 4 possessions for their offense holds on the last 2 points. You know, I'm sure UH doesn't love it, but it's also not great for Brown. Like, that's not what we want to see out of Brown, and we don't want to have to use those extra legs. So hopefully we can tighten up a little bit on our offensive possession. But man, what a block there from Leo.
Yeah,
just
huge block.
anticipating the huck, seeing the windup, and just putting his body up there. Feels
I
dangerous. Gosh.
actually turned my head to the left because I was looking down the field to see where that backing up was going. But Leo, who was guarding, I guess he was guarding kind of the first in the stack there.
Yeah, he
Is that
was
right?
guarding, first in the stack, someone who was kind of in the lanes. I think Leo just like saw the backhand windup, stood in the backhand lane, and jumped.
So it should be game to 15, if I understand
It is
correctly.
game to 15, yeah. So cap on at 15. I believe there's a long time between the soft and the hard cap. So there is a hard cap, I believe, after 25 minutes.
Okay.
I mean, we've had long points, so it could
We
get
have
there.
had long points.
Hard caps are just apply the hard cap, finish the point, tie play one more, otherwise it's game over.
Hard cap is just at 145, which is in 9 minutes from now.
Oh,
He likes
Poser
trying on
informs
the
me we're
ball.
only 9 minutes from hard cap, so we may actually get there depending on how fast these points go.
Full stays in, center to Kenny Taylor. Umrick on the mark. Huntsville in their horizontal low. Brown playing man defense. Got number 12 going deep. The huck goes up. That's a beautiful looking backhand huck. Will it stay in? I don't know. He's out. He's
Out
out.
the back.
Out the
The
back.
viewer calls him out the back. I think that was a blown switch is why that guy was so far open. Brad's been doing a lot of switching the backfield there, like a last back type situation, but I think there just wasn't anyone there and he got wide open, but fortunate there for the throw was too long.
So Eli Chang, the freshman, is going to try to lead this D team. Oh, gosh. Tough one. I saw what he was looking at. Didn't work out. Kenny Taylor picking up. Mark my Umrick. Behind Sylvan. Back to KT.
So Crawford Texan said that he thinks the cap is just +1 cap. I'm not sure.
And he's in for the goal. Hold for Huntsville.
So this could be game point for Brown. Both these points, all these points could be game point. If someone can verify whether we got a +1.
I think it's +2 to 15.
Right.
I believe.
So Harper's confirming +2 to 15 over here on the sideline. Harper, the official.
Guy who hasn't really been an ultimate bird.
We've got a streaming friend. How's it going?
It's like an infinity mirror
I
with
like
the
the
streams.
mobile. I like the mobile aspect.
If it's actually better, but it's what I've got.
Yeah.
How many people are on your stream?
I'm 10 right now. What do you got, man?
We got to join forces. We got 33.
33?
Kyle, I believe I am wrong. I believe it's to 14.
Just tag the latest controversy on that.
Yeah.
You're good.
We just put hashtag Drake.
All right, so quick recap. Brown is up 13-11 on offense. We think game to 15. The soft cap is on, or the first cap, whatever they call it now. On 0 for Brown, Jason Tapper, Oscar Lowe, Elliot Rosenberg, Luca DePoe,
UAH is confirming
Burton.
we're actually playing to 14.
Oh, we're playing 14,
So it
game
is a
point
hard
Brown.
+1.
Wait, but
Soft went off during that point before.
Right, so it should have been add 2, right? Or is it add 1?
It's add 1.
It's add
Add
1.
one.
All right. Now we're old. The rules change too often.
Can you tell us about the blue
And what's up with the donkeys?
donkey?
Or
I don't have a good story for you. I'm gonna be honest. I'm just holding it.
just, okay.
Leo with the disc.
It's an important role. I'm sure it's an important role for the team.
Yeah.
Does that mean this is game?
This is game point for Brown.
Cal.
Cal back here. Cal back here.
It's a zone from Huntsville. Cal gets it back from Yutt. Cal to Yutt. To Leo. The Jock misses. Less. Brownie in motion, trying to close out this pool play game. Cal over the top to Leo. Leo right back to Cal. Push pass. Woo! Cheeky one to Leo. Zips it up to Henry. Back to Leo. Through to Oscar. Catches it in style, and that's it. Brown wins. Brown wins. 14-11.
Brown wins, and now it is time for some disc golf.
Now it's time for disc golf. Thanks for tuning in. We gotta run.
That is the real show.
We'll be back at 1. We'll be live streaming the disc golf. Not really. But it would be funny if we did. Bye-bye. Thanks for tuning in.
Bye.
Brown wins. Ciao, ciao.